But I've seen at least 5 lawsuits that have been filed against Lisa.
Oh. Jared and I got engaged.
It's true.
We got unengaged.
Well, hold on on that. Hold on.
You, I can't even say it, it's so crass. You do Jared for money.
Ooh.
Really? Have I ever picked up the phone and called you? Yes, you have. Once? Twice.
Bye. Get out.
What's up, y'all? It's Brian Keith, and I'm back with another video. Today, we're going to talk about the Real Housewives of Salt Lake City. This is my second time I reviewed this because the first time I did it, my audio was shit. I thought my mic was plugged up. It was not, so I'm going to have to do it now. I'm just get off work, so we're going over here ripping and run because y'all know these are my girls. Like, Salt Lake City literally went from my 4th favorite to now my top favorite, behind Potomac, Beverly Hills, Miami, New York, so on and so forth. But y'all, like, comment, subscribe. Let's get into the video.
Let me check my shit real quick. Hotter than the fire coming out my flaming lips. You wanna play with me? You can't play in me. On the playground, bitch, you can't play with me. Got it, want it, securing the bag.
Why am I seeing that there's a new Summer House spinoff? Bitch, what about Martha's Vineyard? I'm getting cut off. I'm about to get pissed off. So the episode starts where we see Angie. She over here, you know, she has her RV. She's like, you know, I'm taking on the girls on a beautiful vacation, a girls trip, woo. And the flyer basically has, like, you know, it has a beach, it has, you know, sunglasses. It make it look like they're going to the beach, right? I just did a whole party that I have going on for my birthday this weekend. I sent out flyers and invitations that has water, sunset, yacht, Miami vibes, Virgos on the boat. So you would think that we'll be on a fucking boat, but you go somewhere else, it'd be false advertisement. That's what it's giving, right?
Ready for your Class A getaway? Why are you dressed like we're going to the office? Can you believe we're doing this?
So all the girls are over here excited about this. Mary is co-hosting. She didn't know she was co-hosting, but now she is co-hosting. So she's excited, like, boom, let's do it. She was like, you know, I grew up with this. This is just what I do. So we segue over and we see everybody at Beauty Lab. So the girls are at Beauty Lab and they're like, okay, where's Angie? Where's Mary? Because this is the meetup point. Where's Lisa, right? So they're trying to figure out what's going on with Lisa. So the girls are like, oh, you know, I heard there's a lot of stuff going on with her on the internet. There's a lot of stuff, like, you know, she got a lot of legal stuff. Maybe she don't want to talk about it. Woo. So, you know, they're trying to allude to the fact that Lisa got shit going on, Bronwyn and Whitney. And my whole thing with Brittany, you know, she's like, no, you know, I talked to Lisa, and Lisa, she's doing fine. She's on a business trip. That's what she told me, like, you know. And they were like, when did you ever get close to Lisa? She said, me and Lisa have been close for so long. Like, we've been close for so long. I feel like Brittany's the type of girl where her so long is like 2 days. Her so long is like a week. So I'm just like, okay, you know, we get what we get with Brittany, right? So Heather basically goes through the group and she's like, okay, we're all going on the girls trip, but we don't like each other.
And then there's Angie, Whitney, and especially Bronwyn, who are all not getting along with Lisa right now. No. What?
I find it funny that, you know, Bronwyn wants to talk about legal stuff because I could have sworn you had some tea too, sweetie. But to each his own. So, you know, everybody, they are talking, and then all of a sudden the RV pulls up. They're like, oh my God, what is this? And they're like, yeah, girl, we're in the RV. Woo. So they're over here like, oh my God, it's the RV. So everybody's getting to the RV. It's really cramped, but it's still a nice RV. My dad had a Winnebago growing up, so I was just like, okay, you know, I understand that lifestyle. So as the girls get in, all of a sudden, you know, they're over here cheersing for the girls' weekend. Cheers to the girls' weekend. Bitch, why did the police come out? It said SWAT team. I'm like, SWAT team? First of all, the SWAT team are here. Where's the SWAT van and where's the guns? But to each his own.
Why are the police here? They're out there. Oh my God. Why are they surrounding the Heather? Go and see.
So they over here just like, oh, open up the SWAT. So everybody's like, what's going on? I got PTSD from the Jen situation, right? So Heather goes out. She's like, yes, can I help you? She was like, yeah, we're looking for Whitney Rose. And I'm like, Whitney, what the fuck did you do? Like, girl, I get that you didn't give the girls the jewelry, but what's going on, girl? Allegedly, what's going on? So she's just trying to figure out what the fuck is going on. So Whitney comes out. She's like, you know, what have I done, officer? He was like, you're under arrest for being a very bad girl. I said, oh, bitch, what is this?
Being a bad girl. A very bad girl.
So this man starts thrusting and doing the snake motion. I'm like, okay, girl, you really thought you ate that, but to each his own. So she was like, you know, you never know how hard it was to find, you know, strippers or go-go dancers in Utah. And I'm like, girl, I can tell because they're trying to find the muscles. I'm trying to find the muscles, the V-line, the sit pack too. I'm like, oh
no, I don't see it.
So I'm just like, girl, where's everything at? Like, you know, you're supposed to show what we're supposed to give, girl. You know, that's why y'all only got a couple dollars. Y'all could have really made it rain if you know you y'all got a couple dollars. It won't hitting on shit. Sorry. So as the men walk off, they were like, okay, let's cheers to the weekend, having a good time. Woo woo woo. Cool. So here's where the bullshit started. They bring up Lisa yet again, and this is going to be a running thing where they keep bringing up Lisa, and my whole thing is, why are we talking about a girl that's not here? Right? But to each his own. I get it. She's a part of the show. So they're like, you know, I think Lisa didn't want to come, and, you know, she just felt like, you know, they're trying to assume what Lisa feels like, or they're trying to, you know, come up with an excuse of why Lisa's not here. Like, oh, it's because her legal problems, is this and the third. And they're like, no, I don't think that's what it is. Well, Brittany clocked. She clocked in. I said, wow, that came out of left field. Because Brittany was just like, well, Whitney, like, it's funny that you want to talk about Lisa's legal problems because I could have sworn you have them too. I said, oh.
Don't drag her. I'm just saying, I don't think she's working. You're one to talk. What are you talking about? Your business is getting dragged like...
You know, I'm not really a Whitney girl. But Whitney came back, she was just like, okay, like, that's funny because I don't have legal problem. All that is just TikTokers trying to make up stuff about me just to get some clout off of my name. She was like, but what about you? You do? You're with Jared and he pay you in dick or something like that? I'm just like, okay. And Brittany's the type of girl where she's just like,
Oh my God, really? Wow, Whitney, that's so crass. Wow, really? Really? Why did you say that?
Bitch, I just said that because you said I got legal problems. The fuck you thought this was? You can come for me, I'm not even come back for you.
Loyal friends. Sucking dick?
Girls basically, you know, they're driving up north, I guess, to this campground, right? And the campground is like an actual RV campground. It's not like for play or luxury. It's like really RV. There's a whole motherfucking abandoned bus on the side in a ditch with raccoons in there, with dirt. It might be a dam, it might be a bayou, it might be a swamp. I don't know. It gives that vibe. So the girls are just like, oh my God, this is so, you know, this is okay. Brittany, first of all, she's not even dressed properly. She's like, I thought we were going on, you know, I thought we were going to go to the beach. I'm like, girl, you have a trench coat on, a skirt, some boots, and a bikini. Where are you going? So Lisa name gets brought up again by Whitney and Bronwyn, and they're talking about her legal situation. Angie chimes in as well. She's just like, yeah, you know, I heard Lisa has a lot of stuff going on. She has a lot of cases, but she's like, she's owing people money. So Bronwyn explains, like, you know, I've heard that she has upwards to 5 legal cases where she owes allegedly $400,000.
Right today, I don't know about that. And you're reading this in the testimonials. You're Googling it. Salt Lake Tribune.
She was like, and Heather was like, I've never heard this. I have never heard this. And she was like, girl, it was like in, you know, the Utah Times, girl, like it was all over the news. Like, I don't know where you've been at, but I feel like Heather does this thing where she has selective memory for shit, because when it was Jen, she did the same thing. I don't think Jen would have done that. Well, Jen punched you in your fucking eye, and Jen stole $1 million from the elderly. Girl, she's in a prison. Lock her up. So my whole thing is like, Heather has this dependent thing where she's like, you know, I'm a friend to her, so I don't want to just act like and throw her aside and we're talking about her behind her back. I agree. Like Meredith and Heather are trying to like, no, you know, that's not really what it was. Da, 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 da. Same thing with Brittany. They're trying to like, you know, defend Lisa. Like, that's not what I heard. So Angie was just like, well, you know, from what I heard, it's giving, you know, Jen Shaw. And the girls is gagged like, oh, girl, you think she about to be like Jen Shaw?
Say it's similar to what Jen Shaw did. What the are you stealing from your mouth, Angie K? Wait, that was a bad analogy.
So Meredith stepped in. She's like, you know, the state of Utah is not coming after Lisa. She said, this is a civil matter, not a federal matter. This is a civil matter. The state of Utah is not coming after Lisa. Nothing has went to court, nor is the United States is coming after Lisa. So she was like, putting that information out like that is very dangerous, because that's someone's reputation, that's someone's, you know, livelihood that you're over here spreading like dangerous rumors about, you know. I don't think any of the ladies thought that Jen would do something like that, but she did. And she's going to jail. Well, she's in jail paying the price for it. So as Brahma continues, Heather is just like, you know, they feel like Heather's going to defend Lisa regardless. And Heather's just like, it's hard for me to trust you. And Brahma's like, you know, you're not going to trust anything I say. So it is what it is. And Heather's like, no, it's not that I don't trust anything you say. She was like, why would I believe anything from you when you lied about a fucking necklace? I said, ooh.
I'm not gonna sit here and have you tell me all this shit about Lisa's business when you just got caught red-handed lying about a $4 million necklace.
It gagged Miss Bronwyn, because she was like, you lied this whole time, a whole year, about a necklace that you had no reason to lie about. We see the flashback. She has a necklace, she's at the reunion, and then Lisa clocked her. She said, your jeweler let me know that you over here are doing about that necklace. She said, well,
you know, we had to take it, send it back, get it, you know, redone, try to figure out something else. And she said, when I have this one on, y'all be the first to know.
So she was just like, you know, I felt kind of embarrassed and childish of why am I, you know, placating to these bitches for a necklace when, to be honest, it should have been about my relationship and my anniversary with my husband. And I accept the fact, and I like the fact that she owned up to what she was even talking about, because I'm just like, girl, y'all sit up here and said Lisa was a liar profusely. And I just think it's kind of crazy that y'all just like, she's a liar, she's a liar, she's a liar. And she told the fucking truth. And the thing about it is, Lisa runs the girls. Let me say this. I know I am in the majority. I know that I'm in the minority. But I am a Lisa Barlow fan. I'm the first to clock this bitch, and I'm the first to celebrate her, because I think Lisa really runs the girls. And this episode shows it. She's not even here, and you bitches have her name in her mouth more than her kids, which is crazy. Like, y'all really have Lisa on the brain. Like, oh, Lisa, Lisa, Lisa. Like, girl, if I was Lisa, I'm like, girl, let me make this a drinking game, because I'm going to get turned. Okay. So Heather basically says, like, you know, I just think that we should stop talking about her in this moment, because it's just not right for us to talk about her back. We segue over, and, you know, Angie's like, you know what, look, we're going to be doing some activities. She said half of us is going to do kayaking, the other half is going to do fly fishing. Brittany comes over. She's like, you know, guys, I have camcorders, and on our camcorders, we're gonna do a little, we're gonna record our lives and like do like a little tape. In my head, I'm thinking like, okay, I get y'all got camcorders, and I have no issue with that, but don't we have 2 PAs, producers, cameramen, and boom mics right behind us? So what the fuck are we doing right now? To each his own. I get it. You know, you want to do your thing, cool, whatever. So they're doing that. Heather and Brahma have, you know, reservations because they don't fuck with each other. Just like, you know, I don't know how Heather is. I don't know if she, you know, cool with me, whatever. So, but they have a good time. Whitney is like on X game mode. First of all, when I saw Whitney snowboarding, I said she does this for real. She is a pro. But you know, they're doing their thing, having a good time, had no issue. Fly fishing, you know. Meredith is just like, how long does it take to catch a fish? 5 minutes to 5 hours. Let me know how long it takes to catch a fish. Meredith's just like, well, you know, if we catch the fish, can we, like, you know, will they die if we keep them out? And he was like, yeah. She was like, she said his name. I think his name was Dusty. She was like, yeah, you know Gusty? And he was like, Dusty. She's like, yeah, you know Gusty? He's like, Dusty. She's like, Gusty? She's like, well, tell Gusty. I'm just like, girl, like, get his name right. That's not his name. But it was really cute. Brittany was being annoying per usual. Brittany was over here just like, yeah, you know, Angie. Angie's trying to fly fish. She's like, Angie, look at this, Angie. I'm just like, she would tear my nerves up. And another thing that Brittany did that tore my nerves up was at that motherfucking lunch. She gets up, like, y'all, I have an announcement. And they're like, oh, here we go. I feel like Brittany is playing to her moments that she had last season. So she's just trying to play off of that. Like, you know, this is my thing. I do the toast things, right? Go ahead. So she gets up, she's like, hey y'all, so me and Jared, we over here got engaged. And I'm like, oh, okay. I'm like, I think you're a fucking idiot, but girl, okay. So she's like, yeah, you know what? 2 weeks later, we got unengaged. I'm like, so why bring it up? Why bring it up? Why? Because at that point, you have an announcement. The announcement gets canceled. Positive, negative. It cancels each other out. So that means we don't have to bring it up. There was no relevance in us bringing it up besides you wanted to talk and get camera time. I'm not mad. Do your thing. But girl, that didn't make no motherfucking sense. She's like, yeah, you know, my kids, they just didn't like us being really together, you know. I'm like, yeah, because when your daughter said that they didn't like the fact you was talking to him, he embarrasses you time and time again. And not only that, you look dumb. Because even Whitney says, well, you know, I've seen him at the gym. And she's like, oh, you have? She was like, yeah. She's like, oh, what is he doing at the gym? She's like, you know, he does everything else but work out. I said, girl. She's like, he acts single. She's like, oh, that's crazy. That's weird. That's weird. It's not weird, girl. He thinks his last name being Osmond, that he got some sort of status that he could just pull bitches and just, you know, he probably, you know, fucking on her, but I feel like he's just emotionally manipulating her. Like, he got her this ring. He strung her along last season. He got mad when she brought another date. She's over here focused on him, not the date. Like, it's just like, Brittany is a character I like on this show, but she's annoying as the fuck. Y'all get it? Y'all get it.
I know it's kind of interesting just to say. No, really though.
At the bonfire, Angie brings up to Heather. She said, "Are you going to be able? You know, after everything was settled, they all, you know, start getting food and they're like cooking. You know, all the food. They got hot dogs with no buns. They got just bread, no condiments. So you know, it was what it was." Angie brings to Heather. She was like, "Are you going to be able to be your actual self around Lisa?" And Heather's just like, "Yeah, you know, my relationship with Lisa is not, you know, it's." Our relationship, we're trying to get into a better spot, this and the third. I see that. I can recognize, I think Lisa and Heather has took a effort into their friendship. They actually give a fuck about their friendship, because I think when we first met Lisa and Heather, Lisa was a uber bitch, and she has remained that, which is what Sai De Silva doesn't do. Lisa has been consistently consistent, right? She has been self-absorbed, borderline narcissist, egotistical, a bitch, confrontational, confident. She walks into the room, she's there, you know, that middle part bust down, you know, that's just Lisa, right? But my whole thing is she did throw the first slug at Heather when she was like, you know, when I saw her at BYU, she was like, good time, girl. She was throwing slugs at her, right? The girls are just basically trying to say that Lisa has had everybody's name in her mouth, but when it comes to her business, she don't want to talk about it.
I think I'm myself around Lisa. Would you be nice to Bronwyn if Lisa was here tonight? I think that I would have had that moment with her on the kayak.
She wants to talk about everybody else's business but hers. And I can see that to a point. I just think that all these bitches do it. My whole thing with Whitney is, Whitney, for me, you should be the last one that want to bring up anything about Lisa, because that has been your talking point for 6 fucking seasons now. Girl, nobody got time to hear you and Lisa going back and forth. And you like, yeah, Lisa doesn't talk to me. Girl, she just called you a liar at the last reunion. She doesn't fuck with you. She don't like you. She look at you like a little girl, just like Mary do, because Whitney says some of the most outlandish shit with no fucking evidence. Nothing. First season. Oh, Angie H. She over here threw Lisa under the bus with Angie H. talking about the whole catering thing. Like, oh, you over here canceled the catering thing. We have never seen the resolution of if she did or did not. Second season, yeah, I heard that you over here slept with the whatever they never said, but you sucked that person's dick for jazz tickets. The next season, she said that, oh, Lisa's coming after me, and she's over here, you know, defending Jen Shaw and the whole Jen Shaw situation of it all. The next season, she's over here coming after my business, trying to get my business shut down. The next season, it's just over and over and over, and she says this stuff with no fucking proof. And then that's what Lisa said last season at the thing. She was like, you know what, you keep coming from me, I'ma sue your fucking ass. I'm like, girl, do it. 2 last things at the end of the episode. Brittany is talking to Whitney. Whitney's having a deep conversation about, you know, her business woes, her ups and downs in business. And I totally understand that, because right now, personally, when it comes to like my professional career, I'm going through a rough patch, just because I'm trying to get in my groove with my leadership. And for me, I just think it's a disconnect. So I have to figure out if I'm going to pivot and go a different route, go to a different company, maybe go to a different site. I'm not sure, but for me, something's not working and I can't keep stressing myself. And I feel like I understand that with Whitney, where she's just like, you know what? I tried so many different things. I tried so many different businesses and, you know, it didn't work. She's like, I lost millions of dollars. I didn't get orders out to people that ordered stuff. I had to give money back. Like, she was like, you know, my brand was tarnished, and I got to a place now where, you know, I'm trying to rebuild, or she did rebuild. I don't keep up with Whitney, so I don't fucking know. So she was like, I'm just trying to get in a better spot, you know? So as she's talking, having this deep conversation, Brittany was like, yeah, you know, Whitney, I totally understand that. But what did it for me is the fact that you know, you talked about me saying I suck dick. That's how I get my money from Jared.
It's so crass. You do Jared for money. Is Brittany part of the same conversation?
I'm like, girl, what does that have to do with the conversation? Not fucking nothing. And everyone's just like Brittany, bitch, shut up. Because that had nothing to do with what we're talking about. She's pouring her heart out. And you want to sit up here and talk about Jared and sucking some dick. Girl, a guilty conscience will speak. He goes through her, you know, diatribe about everything that happened. Then Brittany, oh my God, Whitney, oh my God, Whitney, I'm so
sorry. I'm so sorry, Whitney. Wow. I'm sorry. Oh my God, Whitney. Oh.
And go over to try to hug her. And Whitney's like, right now ain't the time, please. She's like, okay. I'm like, Brittany, girl, you are a class A tap dancer, and you're tap dancing on my nerves.
Someone's gonna write a story. I'm not ready for a hug, Britt.
Girl, I can't. But the whole situation then at the end of the episode flip over to Meredith, and they're trying to figure out, you know, when did Brittany has issues with all these people, and Meredith was just like, look, I just don't get it with Brittany. And Brittany was like, Meredith, you know, me and you were so close. And Meredith was like, when were we close? Brittany, hush, please. Be quiet. When were we close?
Friends? No, we were never good friends. Yes, we were. We were barely even friends. I barely even knew you. No, that's not true. Lie. Oh, lie? How many times?
She's like, I have been on the phone with you many of times. She's like, yeah, many of times, like one. She's like, no, we've been on the phone twice. I said, get this bitch out of my face.
Have I ever picked up the phone and called you? Yes, you have. Once? Twice.
She's funny. She's not even trying to be funny, but it's just like that quirky, like I said, I like her on the show, but I'm just like, girl, get out of my face. This is so dumb. But Meredith, you know, she's just like, I don't like you. You're not my cup of tea. It was what it was. And that was basically in the episode. My whole thing is like, the girls, y'all really did y'all big one on Lisa. Like, y'all ran her name through the mud and she wasn't even on the screen. She missed the first episode. And y'all just, Lisa. Y'all probably said her name at least 100 times. Had to be. Like, y'all had her name. Like, if she had a headache or her nose was itching, girl, ear was burning, girl, something had to happen. But that was the end of the episode. I'm super excited for Real Housewives of Salt Lake City. And Potomac's about to come out in October, I think next weekend. And then Beverly Hills, we just saw Rachel Zoe. Oh, I was okay. I know it's Rachel Zoe. I just don't know Rachel Zoe. To see how this is going to, you know, play out. The end of the episode, we saw that they did like a Blair Witch Project thing, and they're over here doing the Blair Witch thing. My whole thing, forgot to say, Heather, bitch, are you fucking crazy? Do not bring me to nowhere where the spirits can come get me. Girl, I already got to worry about the lions, tigers, bears, and now Molly the maid spirit. Absolutely not, girl. I don't play those games. Like, this gives Blair Witch Project. It was so Blair coded. Absolutely not, girl. I don't got time. And then y'all walking in the dark. I don't know. The producer was like, "Girls, get up and just, you know, You know how they do. Girl, I was absolutely fuck that. But this season seems like it's gonna be good, and I'm excited. But y'all, like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.
Brian Keith, LG, Black View. Bet you didn't know we the Holy Trinity. Now let a God stop a y'all and bring your head here. Step into the room and get up in the bed. It tastes sweet, that's cause I'm good. It tastes sour cause I'm better than the hood. Cause I get you hyper when I'm running all around cause I excite ya. Let me talk real quick. You can't even get with the shit. You wanna go toe to toe with my flow? This sour candy all I really asking for. Now I got to go. Got